Welcome back to More Mitch. This segment is going to be on interviewing. So you're in the lobby. You're in the waiting room. You're sitting there. And what do? You're getting a little sweaty, you're getting a little nervous, your hands are getting a little clammy. I'm not going to do this. This isn't going to go well. I don't have the experience. I don't think my resume is right. Oh my God, did I make a typo on my resume? Oh no. Oh man, I think I'm going to leave. This is terrible. Things like that go through your head. Well, that's exactly what can't go through your head, because this is not a team sport. This is like an individual sport. This is not football. It's not basketball. This is golf or tennis. And if you've ever watched a golf or tennis interview after somebody has even lost or played a poor round, they will tell you only the positive things. That's all they're talking about. And that's the same thing that you have to do. Why am I going to do this? Why I'm going to be successful? Why I'm going to get along with this person? Why this is going to be the best interview I've ever done? You have to be your biggest cheerleader right there at that point. That's how you got to be talking to yourself. Not out loud. You don't want anybody to think you're nuts. Not out loud, but just internally. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're talking about. Only the good things. In Dale Carnegie, we look at it. Number one principle, how to win friends and influence people. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. So don't do it in this high-pressured situation before you go into an interview. And instead, what do? You use principle 2. Give yourself honest, sincere appreciation. And boy, you will go in there at a whole different level. And your nerves won't take control of you, and you'll be able to make it happen. A friend of mine told me that one of the things that he does is that he writes down on a pad the positive things about himself. And he looks at it just before he goes in. And it really, he says, the interview's totally different. It really helped him be more convincing, more of himself, more dynamic. So play around with it. How can you be more positive? And when you're more positive, when you're in that frame of mind, that's going to come out in your interviews. So before you get out of your car, write down your achievements, refresh your mind, put a smile on your face, and go get them. How many times people have told me all the negatives? And whether they're true or not true, you cannot allow that in. So the other day I had a woman who was 22 years old. And she said, I got the college, I got the resume, but I'm not doing well in the interviews. And I'm like, why not? And she said, because when I walk in, I just look really young. And then I get shaky. And I'm like, listen, when you walk in, you are really young looking. There's nothing that can change that. But basically, when you open your mouth, now we start to look at it. It either works for you or against you. Then your age really matters. So when you are articulate, when you're clear, when you're concise, when you're confident, then people go, my gosh, I now know why she's been so successful. I now know why at a young age she could do this job. Interesting. After that, a man who was 62 years old came up to me and he said, I don't know what to do. He said, I go in and my age is definitely a factor. So I said to him, that's true. You don't look like you're 25. There's nothing you can do about that. But when you go in there and you open your mouth, that enthusiasm, that passion to get in there and to do the job, that's what really sells you, and all of a sudden your age is minimized. So whether you're old or whether you're young, it's really about how much passion, how connected are you to the company, to what they do, and to the job. And when you do that, you increase your chances of getting a job. So a key here is that connection. Once again, how connected you are, how much you feel inside that you're connected to your skills, your strengths, and to what you want and what you bring to the job. There are a lot of do's and don'ts. Oh my gosh, it's too much. You're just supposed to go in and be yourself, and you got all these do's and don'ts and this long checklist in your head. You're going to drive yourself crazy, especially with the don'ts, because that's where we focus on, and you've got to practice on the do's. Be positive. Be really positive, and you're going to make a world of difference when you go in there, and you're going to put a better you forward.